Welcome, everyone, to another edition of the RADitude podcast. Many of you know that I've gotten involved with the Speakpreneur program, and one of the best parts of it is you get to meet amazing people. And our guest today, Akbar Sheikh, is one of those people. He's one of the speakers there, and truthfully, he's my favorite speaker. He is so funny. He's got an incredible mission to make more, to give more. We're going to talk about it, but I want to welcome Akbar Sheikh to our RADitude podcast.
Thank you. Thanks, Robert. Very fun name. When I first saw it, I thought it was, I read it wrong. I thought it was Ratatouille. It reminded me of that movie that I really enjoy, but I think it's a cool name.
Yeah, some people pronounce it that way or say it that way, but it comes from my last name, Radnody. And when I
Okay.
first graduated from college, I was managing a track team. And to inspire people, I came up with this thing called RADitude. And it's this radical attitude that you can do anything in life. I've used that for now 40 years or so. And then just a few years ago, I was coaching at Pepperdine. And one of my athletes said, "Hey, coach, do you know Weezer just wrote a song called RADitude?" And I go, "Oh no, I've never protected that word." And so Weezer has a song called RADitude now.
That's so funny. That's a great story.
Yeah, but you have great stories. And so to start with, I want you to tell us your story about, where you sort of came from and the mattress story in that first podcast. I've heard it now 4 or 5 times and I love the story. I think our audience would too.
Yeah. The story of my first podcast is kind of funny. I think I've done, I don't know, we lost count now. We've done, I don't know, well over 100. Would have been cool if I kept count throughout it, but it's got to be more than that. But I've done a lot of podcasts now. I'll never forget my first one. We were literally, my brother and I, homeless, electrical closet, no windows, no heat, no showers. And kind of like I'm in my home office here. Kind of the size, honestly, it wasn't even this big. Maybe it might have been the size of a small, the size of a bedroom. I'm trying to think. Yeah, it was absolutely a little bit smaller than this, and that was everything. That was our kitchen, living room, dining room, bedroom, lounge area, driveway. And my brother and I were selling kind of used mattresses. We started making a little bit of money. We put ads for free on Craigslist that was selling. And we paid to be on a podcast that was like an 8-hour podcast on a local radio station. I really don't know anything about sleep. My brother's a sleep genius. He's the one who's like, sells it. And I'm just kind of like, I'm just kind of like the fun sidekick. It's supposed to be like an 8-hour podcast. I don't even know why I'm going with him. I do go with him, and 8-hour podcast, 8 seconds into it, he gets a panic attack and he leaves. And so I'm just sitting there like, I have nothing to say. I'm just like, sleep is good. You could try it on sleep on your right side or your left. And just talking utter nonsense for like hours. I don't even remember what I said. It was like I woke up 8 hours later. I was like, what just happened? And the fascinating part about that story is that somebody came to the office later, and there was this couple that acted like they were at like a Justin Bieber. He's like, "Where's Akbar? We need to talk to Akbar. We need to." And my brother's like, "Oh God, what went wrong here? What happened?" And they come see me, and I said, "What's up?" And they said, "We saw your podcast." I'm like, "Okay, and they're like, "Yeah, no, we loved it." I was like, "Huh?" And they're like, "We want to buy a mattress from you." And I was like, holy smokes, man. And it was that lesson I learned, like, I think that was like 12 years ago or something like that, where um, the power of being on a podcast, or being on stage, giving a talk, or being, featured somewhere, that brings a lot of instant credibility. Easiest way to sell something, I actually just left a message for my private clients in my WhatsApp group. I was like, the easiest way to sell something is to actually do like a little event with them, or give them a piece of content that they could see what you're like and actually get a little. I had a, I don't really normally do sales calls, but I was asked by someone earlier today. So I was on a sales call with someone. They needed help with their offer, and I was like, "Well, you should actually just do this." And they're just like, and so I helped them get that aha moment. And so, of course, they wanted to work with us. And so that's the easiest way to sell something, is to give people some value, that that value translates into some sort of growth for them. They get to see your personality. You gave them a positive experience, a transformational experience. The chances of them buying from you are pretty good. And so I learned that many moons ago.
Yeah, you did. And, in this 8-hour podcast, we got plenty of time to explore all those things.
That's so
I'm
funny.
just kidding. We're not going to go 8 hours. I didn't even know podcasts could be that long. But
Yeah,
why don't
you did
you
that.
tell, by the way, I
Probably was
don't know
great. Yeah.
the recent statistics, but at one point, I think a couple months ago, my assistant told me that we were number 4 in the Argentine market and
Oh,
number 10 in the Romania market for whatever category I'm in, RADitude
yeah,
category. And
yeah.
so your reach is reaching some people all over the world. So
Wow.
because of that, what is it that you actually do? Can you describe that for our audience here?
Well, listen, I'll tell you, I'm a talent scout, really, in the sense that a lot of healers out there. Some people call them coaches or mentors or agencies or consultants. I call them healers, because these are people who can make your life better. They can make you happier, healthier, wealthier. And there's a lot of people who are hurting. But the problem with the healers is they don't know how to find the ones hurting, and how to get them to understand that you need me to help you. In other words, they don't know how to get clients. They don't know how to find the people to help. They don't know how to do that whole process. So we're the bridge that helps healers get lots of clients, so that they can make more, to give more
Yes.
to their families, communities, and favorite charities, hence making the world a better place.
Yeah, so now we have a lot of healers that are my friends. So I'm guessing every single one of them is going to be listening to this podcast. So, with that as an audience, what would you tell them? Okay, come work with me. What do you do for them? What is it that makes you unique, that I want to work with you?
Yeah.
Because I do.
Yeah, no, I look forward to it. And I think that, we've been blessed. We've helped our clients collectively make over 100 million, many of them mostly from scratch. I've handed out over 80 trophies to my clients when we help them hit 6, 7, 8 figures. We take a very holistic approach. At the end of the day, the one liner is, we just help you get a lot of clients. Well, at the end of the day, that's what everybody wants. How do we do that? Well, we get your mind right, we get your offer right, your messaging right. We build you a funnel or website that attracts everything. We teach you the 12 organic methods that made us millions. We show you how to close the deals, or we provide you a salesperson that can close deals for you. Um, and then my dream team and I work with you hands-on daily to make sure you're getting lots of clients. And so it's a real accelerator program designed with one thing. You have a talent, it's healing people. Let's heal a lot more people and make a lot more money, so we can make more to give more. That's really what it's all about.
So Akbar, you're 12 years ago, you're a used mattress salesperson. I don't even know how you find used mattresses. I mean, if you
Yeah.
go, I don't know how you
The
get a used
springs.
mattress.
The springs are used. The fabric is new.
All right. Well, you're doing that, and now you're helping people make $100 million. What happened during that 12 years that shifted you from a used mattress salesman to now a spectacular international bestseller and the maker of healers, millionaires?
I think one of the most powerful things in the world is when someone understands what their gift is. And I think that my gift is helping people grow, really helping people break through. Because I've interviewed a lot of my trophy winners, and like, I just got off a one-on-one call with someone, and they just had the worst offer, and they had eight offers, and I was like, delete all of these and focus on this one here that I made for them, and they were just like, whoosh. And everybody has a gift, and that's my gift, is to just help people with breakthroughs, that people are stuck, And then we've just been giving little breakthroughs that has resulted in some pretty astonishing things, and we've just been doing that for a while. So that's just like I said, I think the most powerful thing that a human being can do is realize their gift, and then really just start playing as big as they can with it.
Okay, so how did you realize your gift?
Like I said, I think everyone's born with it. I think I always kind of knew about it because even as a child, my dad would take me out somewhere, and even as a child, he was astonished by the remarks I'd make on like a billboard on the highway. He'd be like, "What?" Like I'd be talking about some like deep, ethical principle of persuasion at like a very young age. And my dad's like, "Huh?" But sometimes you need to have a talent and you need to be in the right situation. Because I was in retail and I hated it. But when I discovered the online space, that's where I said, okay, I can really use my talent here. And it was just an environment that I felt comfortable playing in. I didn't like retail. And that's why my gift never shined. It's because it wasn't the right environment for my talent.
Mm-hmm.
My talent is more to help people break through, not to serve people and selling them furniture and stuff. That's not the way I like to serve. It's not suited for me. So that's really how I found out, is by finding the right environment.
So when you're selling mattresses, and how was the shift? How did the shift happen? Where do you go from selling mattresses to all of a sudden you're selling your gift?
Well, I mean, it was a little bit of a process. I had bumped into some sort of online opportunity. Really, honestly, interestingly enough, this is wow. This is historic. I've told this story a lot of times. I think this is the first time I'm looking at it this way. Really, I found an affiliate opportunity. Really is what it was. That, hey, we've got this product. It's like, I'm just making up numbers. It's like $5,000, and if you sell it, you're going to get like $4,000. And, I'm just giving example numbers. And I was just like, when I saw like the way everything was set up and the messaging of the website, I'm like, oh my God, I know why there's like a countdown timer. I know why there's this person smiling. I know why they're saying like, buy now. Like everything just clicked with me, all the psychology. I'm like, well, this is really interesting. And so I went down that rabbit hole, and I ended up doing really well. I was one of the top earners there. And then I just kind of, did a few things and eventually started doing my own thing.
Hmm. And then you have a movement that you call Make More, Give More. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I think that, there's a lot of people. I don't think making money on the online space is super hard. I think the key is happiness. And there's a lot of people who are making millions that are just not happy. And I think the key to living is giving. I think that is what actually spawns more progress. I think that creates happiness, fulfillment. I think it's one of the ancient secrets of time is to give. And I just don't think people are incorporating that enough in business. So they kind of separate the two sometimes. Like, oh no, business is business. It's just business. We've all heard the term, it's just business. I mean, that's nonsense to me because business is life. And it's like, well, people say, well, I'm gonna give when I make it big. And my argument is like, in order to make it big, you're gonna have to give. I'm a believer in that.
And what have you done?
Well, I mean, we have personally sponsored a lot of orphans. We have given the gift of vision to a lot of blind people by paying for their eye surgery. We have built water wells around the world, helping people not die from dirty water. We've built community centers. These are the types of things that we have done. Of course, there's a lot of things, but that's an example. But at the end of the day, it's what gets you going. Maybe you want to open an animal hospital. Whatever really gets you going, that's what you want to do in the giving capacity, because that's what's going to fuel you.
And if someone wants to work with you, what do they do?
You just go to my website, which is akbarsheikh.com. I have a little video explaining how I work with you. If you like it, you book a quick call with us. We answer some questions. If everything aligns, we hit the ground running.
Where are you located?
Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas. Now, how did you get there? Because your story starts in San Francisco, and there's a piece in Connecticut, and now all of a sudden you're in Dallas, Texas.
Yeah. Well, I was born in San Francisco, but I grew up in Connecticut. Then I moved to San Francisco to start this furniture thing and mattress thing. And then I never really had a job in my life, but I kind of had this dream job where I was like a CMO type or an educational platform that I was a big fan of. And so that's what got me to Dallas. And I say it wasn't really a job because it was a passion thing. So it wasn't like it was a spiritual company. So I felt like I was working, like God was my boss. So I didn't even like look at the office politics, and I wasn't really a part of all that. I only lasted 8 months. I mean, I'm just not wired for a job, but um, it's funny because I have this cousin, man. I have a theory about my cousin. He can never seem to do well in business, and he's always had a job. And I have a theory. I'm like, I think one of the reasons he's not successful in business is because he has a safety net. Like I
Mm.
actually cannot do a job. Like I'm not wired for it at all. Like a boss and someone telling me what I have to do and I have to censor what I have to say. And I'm a freedom junkie. It's just absolutely no way for me to get a job. I have to make business work or my family starves.
Hmm.
Or my family doesn't eat. You know what I mean? I mean, we live in America, right? Nobody's gonna starve. But like, I mean, I have to like literally make it work, or we're gonna be in like a bad situation. We'll be poor. Not that being poor is a bad thing. It's interesting. I'm trying to figure out like because the truth is in America, like you can't be homeless because the government will pay for your housing. You can't starve because the government will give you food stamps. I mean, it's a truly wonderful country. Um, but like, and the other part I'm having difficulty because I recently went to Africa, which is a third world country. I'm like wanted to show the kids poverty because my kids are spoiled. The poor people over there are happier than the millionaires over here, which is really interesting. So, I mean, put it this way: if I don't make my business work, we're going to go through difficulties. It's going to be challenging. I mean, we'll lose. I don't know. I don't think about all that, honestly speaking. But I just mean subconsciously, I didn't make things work. The moment I became a millionaire is really when I burnt all my bridges. I was totally broke. I said, I'm going to make this work or die trying. I said, there's no plan B. I'm just not going to stop doing this until it works. And that's the attitude that you need. And by the way, I was actually happy when we were homeless. People are surprised to hear that. I was actually happy. It's really not the money. Um, you know, it is nice to make more to give more though. That is a nice thing to do. That's my personality. I always want more, 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 more. But like also there's stories, in holy texts of people doing like one really kind deed and going to heaven. It's not like you have to feed 1 million people to go to heaven. Like you could just feed like a couple of people and have the right intentions. And there's plenty of stories in that, and all the biblical and all the ancient texts and all the holy texts in the Quran, the Torah, the Bible. You don't have to make more to give more. You don't, but it's just something I like to do. That's just my nature. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So in your future, what's going to happen? What's your dreams? What's your vision? Now you're doing really well. I'm assuming you're also happy, just as happy as you were when you were homeless, or maybe more. What's the future for Akbar?
I was trying to retire from this industry. I mean, I did most everything someone can do in this industry. I'm like, what else do you want me to do here? But I tried other things, and some were good, some were not. But I just felt like God, keeps bringing me back here to coaching. I think a couple of times I've tried to leave and I went to look for other things. I just keep getting pulled back in here for some reason. So we finally decided, all right, well, if we're going to do this, let's do it big. The future is just to play a lot bigger.
And so what's your strategy to play bigger?
I mean, if you take a look at all the people who are killing it, there's no big secret. Honestly, they've figured out a marketing angle. They're spending a crap ton on ads. They've got things dialed in with good systems and good team members. It's not rocket science, really. It's just playing big, taking fast action, test, tweak, scaling quickly. Um, it's really just that. Like I'll give you an example. Like I spent 1,500 on an Instagram shout out. We made 5,000. The big boys are spending $100,000, $200,000 a month on Instagram shout outs. You know,
Yeah.
I had a webinar. We were testing it. 19 people came. Other people do a test where 90 people come. So it's just playing bigger in every aspect. Um, if I'm doing one piece of content today, others are doing 5 pieces of content today. And so it's just on every aspect, just playing bigger. And we're in the process of that. I got a great team in place. I got a great operations guy. I got a great fulfillment girl. I think we're in a nice prime position to really take off here.
Yeah. So if do you ever take the sales calls, or you have a team that does that now?
Well, I've had a team, and now we're getting another team, and because as I'm fine tuning the offer, I like to take some of the calls myself, but we're now
Hmm.
really gearing and getting ready to shift that over to a team. That's actually
Yeah.
on my operations people, their list, is to, hey, get me off of these calls.
Yeah. Could we maybe role play a call? Like I'll be a healer. I'll
Sure.
be a healer, and I call you up and say, "Hey, Akbar,
Yeah.
I got this thing. I'm calling it neurotantra.
Yeah.
I want to go big. What do I do?"
I mean, the reality for every company that's gone from like zero to seven figures is that it really is this formula. Number one, we got to get your mind right. Right, we got to align. And what does that really mean? That really, what I've come to realize is that it means that when you hear most people's offers are terrible, and that's why they're not even sold themselves. When you're not sold yourself, how the heck are you going to sell it to others? So the first thing is to redo your offer so that it really aligns with you. And when it aligns with you, it's just like you completely open up, like, this is it. I love it. I'm going to run with it. This is it. And already that you automatically shift into the state of abundance. And that already just takes you 100 levels up.
Hmm.
So that's the mind and the offer done. Now we need to get a good funnel with the ethical principles of persuasion into it. Then you need to learn the organic methods that we've used to make millions to send traffic to it, and then you need to close it on the other end. And that's been the formula since day one that I started. It's just that most people are not doing the fundamentals properly, and so that's why my team and I work with you daily to make sure you're doing all this stuff and hold you accountable, and we support you and give you some shortcuts and learn from our mistakes, and learn the things that are working for us, and so it becomes a bit of uh, a joint situation, a joint effort to help you to make more, to give more.
Yeah, I'm curious. What's organic versus inorganic?
Well, organic, and there's only two ways to make a sale: organic or paid. It's like hunting or farming. I don't, I am now testing a lot of paid stuff. Historically, I don't like paid because it's very intrusive. They are, I'm scrolling through Facebook. I'm like, I didn't ask to see your ad. you know. However, there are other platforms that are not intrusive at all. Like Google's the opposite because I'm actually searching for you and you pop up. I'm actually grateful. Instead of hating you, I'm actually grateful to you. Um, so we've never really mastered paid. We're doing a lot of testing now, but we're, I think, one of the best in the history of the industry and organic for sure. Um, and so that's what we've done primarily. We've done 12 different types of organic marketing. A lot of it has to do with content, branding, content, speaking, being on podcasts, being on stages, having JV partnerships with people, giving people value, doing different types of events, all these different things. Basically anything that's not paid is organic, right?
All I know is we're eating organic right now and not
That's
inorganic, and I really don't know a huge part of it other than I go to the grocery store and someone says organic. I go, okay, that's what I need to buy.
yeah, exactly.
Well, Akbar, for our healers out there, what kind of last words of wisdom would you have for them to be able to do what they want to accomplish in life?
I think it's really to reflect on the moment when I was totally broke, but when I was totally broke, that I can clearly remember the moment I became a millionaire. And that moment was when I just looked around me and I saw other people doing this. I'm like, they're not that smart and their stuff's not that good. And they're killing it. They're doing really well. That means it works. That means I can do it. That means that all these nonsense were just excuses in my head. Shiny object syndrome, imposter syndrome, all just nonsense excuses. And that's why you have to take really good care of your mind, body, and soul. You have to be, it helps a lot when you're in better shape, you're mentally more clear, you're not inflamed. I mean, because this whole game is really 90% mental. It really is. And so that's the part, and people only spend 10% of their time on it, but they should be spending 90% really. And so you got to take care of your mind, man. You got to align strongly with your offer. If you do that, you get and you have a good team, and you got a good funnel, you got a good source of traffic. That's really all you need. Good
Okay.
offer, good source of traffic, good funnel. It's really all you need to hit seven figures. I was making six figures a month, seven figures a year when I was by myself with an assistant. It's not a big deal. Um, you just have to fully want it and go all in and burn the bridges.
Okay. So all you healers out there, go to akbarsheikh.com, book a call with him or his team, and then get one of those trophies that he's talking about. I think they're pretty cool.
Yeah. Thanks, Robert. Really appreciate you having me on here.
Yeah, Akbar, we'll see you in San Antonio in about a week or so.
I'm
And
excited. Exactly.
looking forward to hearing some more mother-in-law stories.
You got it.
All right. Thank you. And everyone, thank you for participating or listening in on the RADitude podcast. Go out there and live rad and love contagiously.